Taurus, welcome back for your mid-month reading. We're going to have a look at the energy of what's going on in your romance house. And we're also going to look at each element. Now, if you are wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link directly below. I am available during the silly season, as well as through to January. Now, we are moving closer to the end of the year. Do be mindful that, as I've mentioned in the other videos, that we are moving into January. There is going to be an eclipse that is going to affect our frequency. We also have to be very understanding towards ourselves that we have undergone a whole year retrograde and we have made it through. The frequency that is coming through for your reading is very disheartened. Now, I'm going to look at a few different ways of looking at your energy. Now, the energy you're coming into mid-month with is really questioning your path. You know, am I on the right path? Gosh, have I looked at this the wrong way? Why do I feel this particular frequency? Now, it's either you're having to have patience connected to this love interest, or they're having to have patience towards you. But I feel it's patience in general that's really made you wary, that you're really questioning at the moment the aspects of, you know, what potential this romantic interest may have. And it's either, it sort of feels that it's limiting in the way it stands right now. Now, that can be physically because of your frequency, because we've been in retrograde the whole year, you're fatigued, there's been a result in which did not come about the way you felt, and now you're looking at it and you're going, is there potential? Okay, so at your 3D level, this is what you're seeing. Now your 5D self, your higher self, but I'd probably say 4D self, the egoic state of the belief system connected to it, is you're losing hope. Okay, even though you've got patience and you're trying to have patience and you're needing to have patience, it's making you really deal with the aspects of your shadow self. You know, gosh, if this doesn't come through, if things don't balance out, what's going to happen if I don't get my hopes and dreams? Now, this doesn't have to be connected to romance. It could be currently your frequency of what's going on in your 3D life, separate to love, that's impacting love. But for many of you, it will be the fatigue. For those of you who aren't in the direct connection and you're saying, gee, you know, how do I look at this? And really facing your fears, so to speak. And the aspect of the lack of potential in your mindset at a 3D level is it's making you emotional. It's making you go back and forward, sleepless nights. Is this going to work? Agitated with people around you. Now, the truth of it is, for some of you, there's no new chapter, but the new chapter isn't about not having one with them. It's where it stands right now, how it stands, and it's in divine order. Many times we feel this because we're not seeing something at a 3D level change. But for you, it can be that you're saying, don't want to have a connection with this person. Others of you, it can be, that's the spiritual feeling at this moment in time. Not to say it's not changing. But again, for others of you, this very much can be that the connection still remains. And it's not, when this comes through, it can be, look, it hasn't ended. It might not be going the way you thought, but it hasn't ended. It's a spiritual connection. Again, with the patience in your 3D self, the 4D, the egoic state, you're dealing with your shadow aspect, the reality of what your higher self wants you to know, which is the 5D. So it's the 3D, the 5D, no, 3D, 4D, 5D is asking you to have strength. And even though you're being triggered by what you believe is a lack of potential, and it's causing an emotion in you through facing your shadow self, it's asking you through this aspect of adversity to have the integrity and to trust that this person's, you know, maybe their behavior isn't transmuting it in a way that you're understanding it, but it's due to integrity of such of the reason why it's like this. Now, again, this can be because of Christmas. It can be because of New Year, that certain things are in divine order. It's almost like we've had a year of a tower moment at a mental, at a physical, at a spiritual level. Moving into this time, it's like, okay, we've got our frequency up a little bit. Let's just keep it simple. And that can be very much why this is happening. So allow yourself to have that at this point in time. And I have pulled clarifiers for each element depending on who this romantic interest is for you. Now, at the element of earth signs, let me see how I can tune into this for you, what's coming through. In order for this to be balanced, it needs to shine bright like a diamond. That song could be very important to you or have a direct message in it. I believe it's Rihanna. You're going to get some clarity. So it's either there's going to be direct communication with this person, or you're going to gain the clarity through this time frame of rest and recuperation moving into the new year. It can be that some light is going to be shone on the direct situation with this person, or you're going to see the light in this situation by the end of the month. So, you know, hold true, keep going, but do what feels correct to you. When it comes to the air signs, if you're directly dealing with an air sign, that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they're in the same frequency as you and they're wondering the same thing. And it might be at a 3D level. You cross-reference and watch their video, that they're directly feeling this within their own 3D life. So you directly, if you are interconnected, they're feeling exactly the same vibration. It's because we have gone through a transformative period. So the way in which we're going to feel, especially when we're mirroring each other, is very similar. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, they're very much liberating themselves. This could be really triggering you. But if they were in a situation and you guys aren't together, it feels they're coming out of that and they're feeling very passionate about you. They're also passionate about their life. And again, as I said, the time frame of saying, hey, am I on the right path? You know, they may have finally liberated themselves and are ready to come into you. And it's interesting, they're really in their own element. Now, again, this can be connected to their birth date or that month that has a synchronistic thing as a message for you. Although I don't feel it's going to be that long. Again, it can be more so, you know, their birthday was there and, you know, especially for the Sagittarius, you know, around that time you may hear from them, but it can be a freeing, liberating energy for them and their frequencies changing nevertheless. But there is deep passion between you. Now, when it comes to the water signs, you may actually see direct communication from them. It may be that they're coming out of a stage of having time out with you. It may be that they actually don't have any time at the moment either. So it can be two things. Either they physically don't have time and it's not connected to you within a romantic level, it's at a 3D level, but it feels time related is the block at the moment. They haven't spiritually disconnected. It's more their time is not giving them enough downtime to be able to, you know, come towards you or be with you or have a deeper connection within, if you are within the connection, within the direct connection. So I'd say at the moment this is a temporary frequency. Again, it's to the end of the year. If you are needing a booking, you can go to the link directly below. I'll see if I'm picking anything else. I'll pull one more clarifier. What advice? Okay, understand that you're worth it, that this has absolutely nothing to do with you. It's more divine order, that it's trying to tie up the last loose ends for the element to actually come towards you, deal with you, and for you to make a decision as well. Ultimately speaking, it takes two people to make this, but the clarification, hopefully you can utilize it to assist you with that. Definitely with you in that headspace, you know, be careful because we can manifest it. If you do have that deep spiritual connection with them, try and meditate because you are going through a shadow aspect and you do have the strength in order to make it through. Love and light.